Now available in paperback, John Haynes at Death's Door. The man who rules the world takes on the Greek god of death in this action-packed John Haynes series adventure. Pick up your copy of John Haynes at Death's Door at Amazon.com and other online booksellers everywhere. Rapper Kanye West has agreed in principle to buy the right-wing social media website Parler. Now, normally I just stay silent about your Kanye West and his dysfunctional stunts, but this action, as I see it, is going to have a major negative impact on the black community, because while some in the black community see it as your Kanye West trying to play 4D chess, I see it as a move that could lead to a checkmate for the black community as related to dealing with these white supremacists. Now, your Kanye West has been out here supporting these right-wing politicians and these right-wing political organizations, and he really doesn't know what he's doing. Now, your Kanye West has a so-called mental health issue as related to a chemical imbalance in his brain, and his actions are something that could do harm to the black community if they are not checked. Now, when I take a critical examination of your Kanye West recent actions, like denying the murder of George Floyd and buying this website, Parler, they basically remind me of something that the late David Carroll made mention of in many of his classic irrefutable videos as related to the classic 1980s movie, A Soldier Story. Now, in the movie A Soldier Story, your Sergeant Waters, a self-hating black man, made the statement, "Do you know the damage one ignorant N-word can do?" And when I look at Kanye West, I really see the damage one ignorant N-word can do when he's got a lot of money. Now, your Kanye West is close to a billionaire, but the problem is his mind isn't in the right place, and because his mind isn't in the right place due to his mental health issues, his ignorance of the subtle politics transpiring around him can do serious long-term damage to the black community, because by him going out here and supporting people like those who are on the right, he can go out here and give them a safe haven to be able to participate in their racism. And then as they're throwing their rocks at the black community, they go out here and hide behind your Kanye West and use him as a shield. This is no different than what I talked about in my previous videos about your YouTuber Young Rippa 59, as he was out here doing his crowdfunding campaign for ISOM #1, and I saw the picture of him with Kyle Rittenhouse. Now, your Young Rippa really couldn't see how these white supremacists were out here basically supporting his campaign and giving him millions of dollars because he supported their politics, and because he supported their politics, they created a covert contract with him where he would go out here and be the face for his comic, but then they would go out here and use him as a shield to go out here and participate in their anti-black racism. Because when it comes down to these white supremacists on the right, they love people like your Kanye West and your Young Rippa 59, because while these people come out here and stand up and support their political positions, what these white supremacists do is use these black men to be a safe haven to hide behind so that they could go out here and participate in their anti-black racism. And that's something your Kanye West doesn't understand about looking to go out here and forge alliances with those on the right, and looking to go out here and buy things like the social media website Parler. Now, your Parler likes to say that it is a free speech platform. However, I've been on some of these free speech platforms like your Gab and your BitChute, and they're filled with white supremacists and anti-black racists. And I have to deal with their anti-black racism in the comment section on my channel whenever I used to post videos over on platforms like BitChute. So I can tell you that these free speech platforms, yes, they are good to be there for free speech because I cannot really stand YouTube's false flagging system. But the problem is that a lot of these racists and white supremacists come on these platforms and they basically make life miserable for black creators, just like black creators have a hard time on YouTube. And many of these on these platforms, they're filled again with these anti-black racists. So your Kanye West basically is buying the platform Parler, and he's basically supporting more of these anti-black racists, and he's actually helping them be able to get more money at his expense. Now, the big deal that I see, and I heard Black Sans talk about this on Instagram, was that your Kanye West, again, basically is being taken advantage of by your Candace Owens and her husband, who is the owner of Parler. And this goes back to my point about your Kanye West being a safe haven for white supremacy, because your Kanye West is actively out here buying a website of Candace Owens' husband and not even seeing how both Candace Owens and her husband are finessing him at the end of the day. And they're finessing him by the end of the day because your Candace Owens possibly knows how much of a simp your Kanye West is and how he's not in the right place mentally. So she probably whispered some sweet nothings in his ear, told him what he wanted to hear, and that's how she got him to put on a White Lives Matter t-shirt. And then after putting on the White Lives Matter t-shirt and then getting into a beef with Sean P. Diddy Combs, and then talking about how George Floyd's death was based on fentanyl and not your Derek Chauvin putting his knee on his neck, we have your Kanye West out here looking to spend millions of dollars to buy the white supremacist website Parler, which is filled with white racists. And don't believe that it's filled with just conservatives. No, this is what I see to be a white supremacist website. And again, they got this black man to go out here and buy this because your Candace Owens went out here and gassed up your Kanye West, who we know is a simp, got him in his feelings, and then managed to get him to go out here and support a deal, I believe, where he went out here and bought this website, Parler, which I believe is possibly struggling because the only reason why they would want to go out here and sell this website is because it's not doing as well as they expected. Now, some black folks would love to speculate that your Kanye West is out here trying to copy Elon Musk by buying Parler because Elon Musk bought Twitter, but I basically believe that your Kanye West was just finessed by your Candace Owens and her husband, and they finessed him because they know that Parler is a sinking ship. Yes, the site is got a lot of racists and white supremacists, but because of those racists and white supremacists who are on the site isn't going to get the foot traffic that other websites get. And because it's not going to get the foot traffic, they know that the website is a lemon, and they know that since it's a lemon, what they want to do is unload this website on your Kanye West and leave him with a lemon of a website, because they know that he's not all there, and this is their way of taking advantage of your naive and gullible Kanye West, who believes that those on the right are looking out for him. But the whole problem is that your Kanye West has not become politically aware enough to understand that those on the left and the right really have no interest in black people because both the left and the right participate in the same anti-black racism. Now, your Kanye West is upset at those on the left, like P. Diddy, who your Kanye West says is controlled by those on the left, but he cannot see that the white supremacists on the right have their own little bootlicks like Candace Owens doing their dirty work. And again, both sides are not about empowering black people. They both have their own hand-picked bootlicks, and your Kanye West cannot see how the white supremacists are just waiting for the right time to ask him to lick their boots because he doesn't understand that he's being used as a useful idiot to go out here and do their dirty work, go out here and push their agendas, and go out here and be a mouthpiece for them so that they can go out here and say, hey, we're not the ones participating in anti-black racism. We on the right are all about black people. Look at us, we're supporting Kanye West, when in actuality, they're just using him as a buffer and a shield to be a safe haven to participate in their anti-black racism. So your Kanye West is a pawn at this point. Unfortunately, he can't see that he's a pawn due to his mental imbalance, and that's what makes him more dangerous than your standard black bootlick, because your standard black bootlick already knows that they made a compromise to be a part of white supremacy, but because of his mental imbalance, your Kanye West thinks he's going out here trying to do something to help black people, not understanding he's consorting with the enemy. And this is what makes your Kanye West an extremely dangerous individual, because your Kanye West really doesn't understand the subtleties of the political situation transpiring around him. And because he doesn't understand the subtleties of the political situation transpiring around him, these white supremacists can go out here and use him as a tool to be able to go after the black community, and they can weaponize him to go out here and do harm to the black community, because all they have to do is say he's representing us and showing actual diversity, when in actuality he's just another mouthpiece participating in white supremacy. And again, I find it ironic that your Kanye West talks about your P. Diddy Combs being this tool, but he really cannot see how the white supremacists on the right are using him as their tool. And that's the saddest part about this whole Kanye West situation. He cannot see how he's being used due to his mental health and chemical imbalance in his brain. And that's, again, what makes him a clear and present danger to the entirety of the black community, because this individual is just as dangerous as a P. Diddy Combs. They're both tools of white supremacy on the left and the right. And the sad part is your Kanye West doesn't understand that white supremacists take both sides of the argument, and as they're taking both sides of the argument, he can't really see how he's being used by the right the same way P. Diddy Combs is used by the left. And it's because those on the far right would look to use your Kanye West as a shield to be a safe haven to participate in their anti-black racism, that I believe it's time that the black community demand that the state go out here and give your Kanye West a mental health evaluation. And if they find his behavior to be completely out of control, like I see right now, it's time to put your Kanye West and his millions of dollars under a conservator and have him supervised by mental health professionals to keep him from being a threat to himself and a threat to others. Because as it stands right now, your Kanye West is a clear and present danger to the black community and himself, because with him going out here and participating in behavior like buying a white supremacist platform like your Parlor. He's showing us that he's not really capable or competent enough to go out here and be able to take responsibility for his actions, and he's not participating in 4D chess. No, he's a mentally incompetent individual who was being taken advantage of by political predators on the right. And these political predators see your Kanye West popularity and influence as a way to go out here and exploit the black community, the same way that those on the left exploit the black community through their business relations with entertainers like your P. Diddy Combs. However, your P. Diddy is in his right mind, but your Kanye West isn't in his right mind. And with him not being in his right mind, your Kanye West is a very dangerous individual because he's out here participating in behavior that is, I would consider to be that of a mentally competent individual, because making a slanderous statement like George Floyd didn't die of Derek Chavin's knee on his neck, and going out here and saying he died of an overdose on fentanyl. Again, we just had a case with your Alex Jones where he lost $1 billion in a judgment, and your Kanye West could be on the same road unless somebody in the black community demands that this man be given an evaluation and then some sort of conservator be put over him to prevent him from being able to get access to the media, get access to media platforms, and somebody there to watch out for him so that he doesn't go out here and wind up costing himself and his children their wealth like he did when he made that statement. This man is a danger, as I see it, to himself. He's been a danger to himself for a prolonged period of time, and he's a clear and present danger to himself, and he's a danger to the black community because these white supremacists on the left and the right can use this, as I call it, village idiot or this useful idiot to go out here and promote anti-black narratives on the left and the right. And with this man in charge of a social media platform, he can be used as a tool to push anti-black agendas, because this man will think he's doing what he thinks is right, but he won't even know what he's doing because he's being manipulated and taken advantage of by those like your Candace Owens, and that is what makes your Kanye West a weapon that can be used. But we have to diffuse this weapon because this man, again, with his money, is a major threat to black people, because your white supremacists can use him to go out here and push their agendas, fund their agendas, and he'll be sitting there funding white supremacists and anti-black racists and thinking that he's doing things that empower black people, but he's not acting in their best interest. No, he's doing the dirty work of white supremacy, and the scary part is he doesn't even know it. And many black people are sitting there thinking, oh, he's playing things like 4D chess, or they're thinking, oh, he's got a different viewpoint. No, when you have a different viewpoint, you can do like the late David Carroll and articulate your talking points. You can present a cohesive argument. You can present points that reinforce your stance. But this guy, he doesn't have a stance. He's been babbling like an idiot since his mother passed away, as we've seen his mental health deteriorate. And sadly, as his mental health has deteriorated, we have seen this man be taken advantage of by predators like Kim Kardashian. We have now seen him being taken advantage of by Candace Owens. And the whole thing is, many of the narratives he's now promoting are dangerous to black people because the narratives that he's supporting are anti-black. The platforms he's trying to buy are anti-black, and he's out here thinking that, oh, I'm just a black conservative. No, he's a fool being used by white supremacy, And this guy again is a danger to others. So, and he's a more of a danger to black people because he can influence black people into believing anti-black racism is perfectly fine. And that is the scary part about your Kanye West. He's a Pied Piper who can go out here and take his organ, grind his music, push his agendas, and then have black people following on down a dark road of self-hatred. And that's why he really, again, needs a conservator over him to supervise him like Amanda Bynes and Britney Spears were or supervised to keep them from participating in dysfunctional behavior that winds up doing long-term damage to the black community. Now, if you want to see me make more videos like this, you can donate to my Patreon, my PayPal, or my Cash App by clicking the links in the description box. And if you want to pick up some of my positive black fiction on the SJS Direct imprint, like the ISIS series, the E-Steam series, the John Haynes series, and the books of the Spinsterella trilogy, you can find those books on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. You can also find them on Smashwares, the iBook Store, and Google Play. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available in paperback and e-readers, E-Steam Horror of the Hyena Woman. Hell's aspiring angel takes on a wicked werewolf in this action-packed all-new E-Steam series adventure. Get E-Steam Horror of the Hyena Woman in paperback and e-readers today.